Welcome. We are back. Another beautiful day in the stock market. Quite the entertaining day today. A few different things happened. We had Nvidia have a really good continuation. We talked about the levels last night. It pretty much can't talk right off the rip. Nvidia pretty much went to the next level. Today we saw some large caps do well. A nice uptrend. We ended up gapping down this morning, and then we saw an uptrend throughout the day after that gap down to pretty much get close to closing flat. So there was that. I did drop a new swing on Solana, so we'll talk about that. And Bitcoin, some classic stuff taking place today. And just pulling up this first article right here. SEC says that they determined there was unauthorized access on their X.com account for a brief period of time, and that unauthorized access has been terminated. Whoever wrote this did not know how to write. They said they will work with law enforcement and partners across government to investigate the matter. So I don't know what type of a charge that's going to be, hacking into a government account and posting something misleading. But if you didn't see it, the SEC account on X basically said that the Bitcoin ETF was approved, and then Mr. Gary from the SEC immediately came out and said that their account was hacked and that it's not true. So it's still up in the air. I think the general consensus is that it's still likely to happen. We're just not quite all the way there yet. And of course, Bitcoin had quite the reaction to that. And we go down to lower time frames, you can see all the craziness. We initially spiked up to 48,000 pretty much. Then we dropped down to 45,000. Now we're hanging out right around 46,000. It feels like the news has been digested by this point. So we can finally just take a look at what the pattern looks like. And I would probably draw a supply line right here. And I'd probably draw a demand line right there. So we've got a little bit of a descending broadening wedge on Bitcoin currently. The current price is a test of these highs from the first trading day for the US market, January 2nd, and your highs from back then. Hidden bullish divergence is possible. I think that the technicals on Bitcoin still look bullish here. As long as we continue to make these higher highs and higher lows, it still looks completely fine to me. Just kind of forget about the noise for a second. If anything, we got a technical back test of the range we broke out yesterday. So technically this move down allowed us to flip the resistance from the past month into a support, which is a good thing. So that is Bitcoin. Ethereum doing a little bit better today, up 2% on the new day, and testing a major breakout here. So Ethereum has continued to hold above this demand line. At the lows of the day, it actually went down to test it and bounced perfectly off this trend line I drew last night on stream. And you're now back up retesting this zone. I think there's a good chance it could break in and move higher. Like I said last night on stream, I like Ethereum better than I like Bitcoin in terms of its chart right now, especially due to weekly. And if the gains on Ethereum hold on the weekly, you can get a bullish engulfing candle, I believe, for the first time since the end of November on a weekly time frame. So that's what I'm watching here on ETH. And of course, I did put out a new swing today, which is pretty much right where I alerted it. SOL, Solana. We've been watching it on the stream for the past couple of weeks, every single night. And we've been watching it continue to pull back. And today I finally did put out a swing trade for free in the Discord on Sol with a stop loss of 84.69 and a first target of 119. Not financial advice and could fail. Keep that in mind. Those targets and that stop loss is just really where I think this pattern will be invalidated or validated. And in terms of what I'm seeing here, you've got this bull flag, which did take place in a very bullish trend, clearly. A bullish engulfing candle with a good volume on the bullish engulfing candle. And, your lows didn't literally touch it, but you were pretty close to retesting your previous highs of support. I mean, it might even be considered more bullish that the bears couldn't even get back down for that test to retest this previous high. And of course, you do have hidden bullish divergence as well. So testing the breakout here, hopefully it plays out. Wait for that to subside. I think it's good again now. Apologies for that. You're just being very weird today. If anybody was watching right at the start of the stream, everything's just flickering for me right now. Streamlabs does not want me to show it right now, but if you go over to the weekly time frame, you can see that just zooming out, it's like a major rounding bottom taking place here. And let's do a quick roll call in the chat. What's up, Papa Strata? AK Marty McFly, appreciate it. What's up, Martine? And then let's see if I can get it sorted out. It looks like it's a little bit better now. I can't hear the music for whatever reason. I have no clue what's happening here. If it does play like a really bad song, just let me know and I'll change the song, but I can't hear it to confirm whether or not you guys have good tunes in your ears. All right, so let's continue on to other markets before we look at the stock market. If you didn't already, make sure to hit the like button. The US 2-year still going sideways. Same thing for the 10-year, but a slight rejection of the 200-day moving average. The dollar currency index continuing to bounce a little bit. Bullish engulfing printed today, maybe a move up to test the 200-day moving average shortly. And continuing on to metals, silver, pretty much a bearish engulfing today. This kind of looks like it's rolling under the 200-day moving average. Could break, actually probably already did. Yeah, it's breaking down and even back testing this trend line. So I know I just drew a triangle, and inside of a triangle, that's a little bit of inception right there, but maybe this smaller triangle breakdown leads to the bottom of it. And I know I'm going to get to equities in a second. That's why most people are waiting for. But gold getting towards the end of this triangle. The Hang Seng Index retesting the pattern completion zone of this bullish Gartley. I really hope the audio is not messed up because I cannot hear the music and I'm just hearing static. But I don't think you guys hear the same thing. Oh wow, that's so weird. It just like slowly came back. I have no clue what's happening to this computer, but Hang Seng Index retesting the PCZ. And quick look at some sectors of the market. Semis have been very hot, with Nvidia breaking over 500 and now hitting 540 today. This major cup and handle on this VanEck semiconductor ETF was identified a couple months ago, and that's played out beautifully. You're making yet another higher low here. You have hidden bullish divergence on the daily. You have really nice volume from a gap up strong green day yesterday. These are great signals, all right? XLE retesting this demand line breakdown pretty much, unfortunately. If we take a look at this, you have this bearish engulfing candle, and your MACD flipped over to red. Technically, you did just drop down to this gap fill level, and you're just hanging out around there. Continuing on, XLF financials just going higher and higher, trending pretty easily to the upside. So that's the XLF. And that's pretty much it for other markets. Let's move into stocks now. The Q, slight green day. Candle looks pretty good. It was technically only up about 1/5% because we did end up gapping down. We closed here, we opened here, we went up here to close above yesterday. The hidden bullish divergence on the daily is continuing to develop, which is good. You have this gap fill around 407.5 on the daily time frame. I'm sure it's a little bit different on like a 5-minute chart, but this is so far a successful pivot. You're getting close to retesting your previous all-time highs, even though you just put in a new all-time high. Volume steady. So far so good for this QQQ chart. On the 4-hour, you have a beautiful, it's not a really complete pattern, it's kind of a scuffed pattern, but you do have this bull flag and a beautiful setup MACD and RSI as well. Hidden bullish divergence is there. This is implying more continuation to the upside for the market. The only contradiction that I can pretty much bring up to all of this is on the 1-hour, there's this, actually, okay, chart on my SPX. On the 1-hour, you have this potential head and shoulders, but remember, this technically doesn't mean much until you get to this point. Head and shoulders is not an actual pattern until you break down from it. So it's only a potential pattern for right now, but just keep in mind that if we make some sort of a parallel high to this high from December 20th, just before Christmas, that you do have the potential for that to take place. Looking at the SPY itself, hidden bullish divergence developing, volume dropping, however. So it does look like the Qs, probably largely due to NVIDIA, are really showing a lot more strength in the short term than the SPY. However, you're still holding my key zone, that 470 to 473 area. You're still above it, which is good. That's the key level that you want to see. The SPY continue to hold. And I know I just looked at the SPX chart, which I showed that 1-hour head and shoulders potentially. My SPY chart, I just pretty much have this broadening wedge pattern. So if we go down to like lower time frames from today, you can see we gapped down, and I did not touch, like these two white zones you see, I did not draw these today. These were from like prior days that I just extended over. And you perfectly gap down and use this area as a support. Why did you use that area as a support? Take a look at these lows over here. Take a look at these highs. Take a look at these lows, these highs, kind of these highs. Beautiful bounce off that support zone. Then you kind of went up to this area. You topped out pretty much at where you topped out yesterday initially, and then you continue to hold this zone as a support for the rest of the day. You just kept bouncing off of it. And that zone is from this high, this low, this, actually it's really not much there, this low, and then these lows, and these highs. Beautiful zone right here. And you ended up just using this zone as a support throughout the rest of the day. On the 5-minute, I guess you did start to create a little bit of a downsloping wedge or falling wedge going into tomorrow, with a little bit of classic bullish divergence. It's a 5-minute chart. Don't put too much thought behind it, but I'm just going to keep it charted for the morning in case we open flat. And that's pretty much your price action from the SPY today. Finally, the Russell 2000 underperforming. It also gapped down, but was not able to recover as well as the Qs in the SPY. Closed down about 1% inside day today. Very simple. Take everything off the chart for a little bit. Keep it nice and simple, and just wait to see whether we break below that level or above this level first. That's the next step. Everything else, I'm not even going to go to lower time frames. Don't worry about it for right now. Just see which way we break first. Set your alerts if you want. That's the only analysis needed for the Russell 2000 right now. So that's it. Let's run through my watch list. Fisker was flat today, so we'll just move past that. Literally closed at 0.00%. Let's run through some large caps, and we'll take a look at the swings. Apple, I like how you kind of gapped down and did a similar thing as the SPY and the Qs. Nice bounce off the 200-day moving average. I mentioned the same thing last night on the stream. I like how these previous highs were pretty much successfully held as a support for right now. You do have an upside gap to fill right under 192. I'm going to keep that level charted because we also have some resistance here from the end of November and support here from the end of July. So I'm going to keep that level charted out. We can delete this pattern because it's insignificant now. And this one as well, even though it played out beautifully. And that's really where we're at on Apple right now. Let's try and keep these all the same. There we go. So that's my Apple chart. I mean, look, the 200-day moving average has been respected a lot. The only area from this chart where I can see it wasn't really respected was like here. But apart from that area, you bounced off of it here, you bounced off of it kind of twice here, you just bounced off of it again, you were bouncing off of it this whole entire period from March of 2021 to March of 2022. You rode it up from the COVID crash pretty much. The 200-day moving average on Apple is one of the strongest technicals probably on any chart in any market. Like seriously. It's probably one of the most looked at technicals in the world. Most people probably have Apple on their watch list, and one of the most common technicals is the 200-day moving average. So it's a very high probability, not a probability, but it's a very high likelihood that there's a lot of self-fulfilling prophecy here on this. And what I mean by that is other people are looking at the same exact line on the same chart and trading the same exact thing. And that's really what you're seeing on Apple time and time again. So pretty nice bounce there. Netflix pushing a little bit higher off of this key zone over here. As long as it continues to hold above it, I'd say it looks all right. And maybe a little bit of a pattern starting to form here, technically testing a breakout. So keep an eye on that. Coinbase, rough day today, down 5%. I wonder what happened to Coin and Martin right after hours. Not much of a change here. Did I put Martin Riot? Okay, not too much of a change on any of after hours. All right, so you did close a bearish engulfing candle on Coinbase. A little bit of a bear flag forming here. If Coinbase gives up 150, could move back down to 116. Keep that in mind. Could be on the other side of the fence here, as Matre would say. Breaking that. I mean, this bear flag is technically a retest of a longer-term trendline breakdown. Call me crazy, but short-term, I'm bearish on Coinbase. Call me crazy. I could be very wrong. This is a super bullish chart from the last year. Remember, it's not easy to use bearish technicals on bullish charts, but call me crazy that this could be a setup to the downside. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'm horribly wrong. Microsoft testing a breakout of this upsloping channel, hidden bullish divergence. This is all taking place after breaking out of a cup and handle on huge time frames and pretty much putting in this high in July and then flipping it into a support for the last 2 months. Microsoft above mid 360s is bullish in my opinion. Probably one of the most bullish large caps right now, as long as it continues to hold the mid 360s. And what I mean by that are these lows right there. Amazon was able to break out of this range, drop back into it, and then break out of it again. So retesting a breakout, hidden bullish divergence, not bad. This is what I was saying on the Qs. Like, it looks okay as long as you keep holding the levels that you were able to bounce off of. Google back tested the breakout of what you want to call this, a diamond or a triangle. Back tested the breakout. 144 is your key level to watch. Nvidia, beautiful day today. I forgot which fib it was, but yeah, this fib right here. I literally charted out this fib last night on stream from our highs at the end of August to our lows in October on Halloween. Literally just basically the top of the range to the bottom of the range. And last night I said pretty much 530, 1272. And you closed at that exact level. You closed right at the 1272 fib. We did move a little bit higher to about 540-ish as our high of day, and I think that was something else as well. What was like the much bigger one? No, that was way higher. There was another fib. It might have been like just a pattern right here. I mean, can you make this stuff up? 1618 was your high of day on Nvidia. And then your 1272 from the top of the range to the bottom was your close. That is a beautiful, beautiful way to look at Fibonacci. And we're seeing it play out. And why do we love Fibonacci? Because when you're at all-time highs, there are no levels looking left. You can't chart a resistance until you put in a pivot point. And the Fibonacci gave you the high of day today and the close today almost perfectly. Absolutely beautiful. And then moving on to AMD, pretty close to the 3 white soldiers here, hidden bullish divergence, retesting highs. If you break those highs, your next level is 156, quick and easy, straight to the point. And the underperformer of the group, MU Micron, not a lot going on here, maybe a triangle starting to form. Keep an eye on whichever way this breaks out. And a quick look at some of the swings. Tesla, rough day today. Not doing what I wanted it to do, and it ended up falling back into the wedge, at least for right now. Still above the 200-day moving average, so that's really the key. and hopefully can continue to hold that. ARC ETF showing a little bit of resistance here, out of resistance, can't be surprised. Hopefully it breaks above it. If it does, there's a gap to fill. It looked like it already filled this gap. There's a gap to fill around 52.2 to the upside. And LI, I'm going to say it straight up, this is hanging on by a thread. It either pivots right here or there's a good chance it hits a stop, because the MACD did cross right. It's under the 200-day moving average. This one's not going as well as I was hoping for. And then finally gold, just going sideways, not much of any difference there. I'm not seeing anything that really changed apart from that. NEO on the 1 hour chart hit the PCZ of this bullish cipher. Keep an eye on this. It could turn into a shark if it drops a little bit lower. Any higher low above 7 is bullish to me on NEO. And that is pretty much it for the names on my watch list. Etsy has hidden bullish divergence on the daily. Yes, it does. It did reject the 200 moving average. So Etsy completed a bullish shark, and now it is creating hidden bullish divergence. Maybe even a little bit of a wedge is forming here as well. So those are your variables. Starbucks. Are we back? Okay. Just gonna sit here and wait. I think we're back again. Gonna try not to touch anything. Starbucks on the daily without even trying to chart it. Hidden bullish divergence. And we have this wedge forming here. Gap to fill at 92. You pivoted just above it. This is a very important level. Take a look at this high from the March of 2022. These highs from September. And kind of consolidation here. As long as Starbucks can hold 92, I think it looks okay. I'm trying not to touch too many things because this computer is really lagging today. And I don't know. Technically, I have used it straight since 9. But I've done that many days in the past few years. I don't know what's up today. Did Apple just release a new Mac? Is that why this is lagging all of a sudden? Take a look at FI. I like the hidden bullish, a lot of names with hidden bullish divergence. It just broke out of a bull flag, so top of the flag would be the first level to keep an eye on at 136, and then bottom of the flag would be the support you definitely want to hold above. Seeing two things about Clove. Clove been uptrending for a while. We like the stock. Clove is a swing. Clove was alerted as a swing trade in the Discord. Do not forget that. Let's see if we can find it. Right here. 12/13, not even a month ago. Clove was alerted as a swing for free. It already hit the first target at $1.08 for a 20% profit. Then it pulled back. Variables are still the same. It's making another higher low. It's just a question of can it break the 200-day moving average. So now let's look at ARM. Not a lot of data here, but enough to work with. I would not consider this hidden bullish divergence because this is just one little piece of red and it's your first wick ever on this histogram. But if we go down to lower time frames, maybe something like this is what led to that breakout, and you have a gap to fill at 75-ish pretty much. Those are your levels on ARM. Now let's take a look at leg. Wow, there actually is a stock called leg. Let's look at it. It has a very, the leg looks just like the ARM. I'm not gonna lie. You got the same looking MACD, the same type of wedge forming here. And let's zoom out here. I don't know when I've looked at this stock. I randomly just decided to pull up this. Look at how it's it already did bounce right off the COVID crash lows. Hidden bullish divergence on the daily. Might be a major wedge forming here. I don't even know what this company is. Wow, and this is all back testing these multi-year highs. I am bullish on leg above $22. I'll say it right now. Next level 33. I'm bullish on like at 22 and above up to 33. See what happens. Dash, I like that. Bull flag, breakout, in and uptrend, hidden bullish divergence. This is implying more upside, your next level, 110. After that, 130. Level to hold, 93. There you go. See, when charts do stuff like this, it makes it very easy. You look for the major high and lows historically, you chart your wedges, you chart your divergence, and that's it. I mean, if you want to add more to it, there's a little bit of a gap fill at 95.70-ish. We got a nice bullish engulfing candle. Today you engulfed today's candle, but like you engulfed all of this price action too in one day. Very good 5% day for Dash. I remember I just saw this article about Buzz. That's really ringing a bell for some reason. What was the Buzz ETF again? Wasn't this something that Dave Portnoy had something to do with? It's like a social, yeah, it's like a social chatter ETF. This has had a pretty good past year. Last 52 weeks is up about 54%. As of right now, it's trying to flip these highs from July into a support. Another name with hidden bullish divergence. This is such a big level. Got the rounding bottom here too. If this can hold 18, it could go straight up to like 20 bucks. Now that I zoom out, like I'm realizing that this is not that much difference on the chart, but MSOS, nice higher lows over here after the channel breakout and the 200-day moving average breakout. I like this level right here, 730 with these highs. If you can keep holding 730, that's pretty much the key to the city right there. TOST, a little bit of a inverse head and shoulders forming here. Testing the 200-day moving average. This looks similar to the GOLD swing that we have, the bear gold swing. Key level to hold is 16. Look at all these lows at 16. Resistance to the upside, 26. You're making, I mean, this is a nice placement for an inverse head and shoulders. You continue to consolidate in this range. Might even be a little bit of a Wyckoff range here. And continue to consolidate at the bottom of the range, setting up an inverse head and shoulders. If you really want to, you can draw out a wedge over here as well. This looks pretty nice in my opinion. Just keep holding that right shoulder, and this one could be a swing, like literally. Toast Inc. What do they do? For any of you doesn't say. It says technology services, packaged software in Boston. All right, let's get back to the charts now. See on super charts. I guess they just called the chart super charts now. All right, and then UNG. I definitely like the last chart better, but it's a make or break area. Testing 200-day moving average. Definitely a great last couple of weeks here, up about 40%. Big volume today. It's a key test. Just see how it goes. All right. That's going to be it for tonight's stream. Thank you all for watching it. If you're not in the Discord, discord.gg/retradingmovement. Links at the bottom. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. If you want to join premium, it's a pin chat, wap.com/championvibe. When you get to that page, you can join the premium Discord, which includes all of this stuff right here: live trading, swing trades, option ideas, group calls every single week, a weekly watch list, and an AI trading bot. If you want to, join that for free, and you can get the full trading course for free. And then we also have the day trading mastermind recording, which was $25 if you it was $25 to attend it. You can actually get the recording for $14, a little bit of a sale there. And it goes over 4 hours of education from Ace Kid, Bueller Trades, and myself talking about all these topics and so much more. We also had Zeke and AK from our Discord in that. So if you want any of this stuff, go check it out. You can go see real members' reviews. The only way that people could write reviews here is if they actually purchased. So they're putting their words behind or in front of their money, or however that saying goes. If you want to join, there it is. I haven't plugged this on the YouTube streams in a while, so I want to do that. And I was going to say something else. Oh yeah, today, actually, to share this in the premium chat. I did a little bit of playing around, and I don't know how well you can see it, but this is like a test. This really has nothing to do with the actual bot I'm going to be creating and releasing later this year. But just as like a test for fun, just to kind of try out a little bit of coding and dropping things onto a trading view chart. I made a very simple but straightforward VWAP scalping strategy, and these little red circles is where it's pretty much a sell signal, and then the green circles are a buy signal. And you can see it's like sell here, price went down, buy here, sell in the next candle but for a profit, buy here, sell over here for a profit, buy here, and then the whole entire trend just went up. I don't even know where the next sell was after that. And then we have this one over here. I'm not going to go through every single one, but like look at this buy down over here. Look at that sell, this buy, this sell, this buy, this sell, like this buy, this sell. Just like one after another. And I did definitely pick out some that looked better, where it worked out more. There were scenarios where it didn't. I'm not going to be one of those people that only show you the highlights, even though that's technically what I'm doing, but at least I'm saying that's what I'm doing. There's going to be a lot of fine tuning. I'm literally giving myself the rest of the year to not do this, but to use this and create like literally 100 other different features. And you can read all of this if you want to, but it's fun to start messing around with it. If anybody has any suggestions or things you want me to include in it, let me know as early as possible, because I'm just making the outline for it right now. And I don't want to be adding in things last minute. So I want to have like the whole entire outline done before I'm really constructing all of it together. So go check that out, and shout out to Mr. Clown over here in the chat. See you all in the Discord tomorrow. Have a great night and peace out.